professor in the Chemical Engineering Department of LGIT Ahmedabad. In this lecture, we are going to see next topic of the computer-aided process synthesis. So let's start. You can see on the screen, chapter name is Synthesis of Separation Trains and topic is Heuristics for Determination of Favorable Sequences in a Distillation Column. So what is the meaning of heuristics for determination of favorable sequences? Heuristics is nothing but rules. Okay, so how to use those rules in determination of favorable sequences of distillation column we are going to see in this lecture. So you can see on the screen, after studying this topic, we will come to know different separation methods such as a distillation, extraction, leaching and all those things. After that, how to select those separation methods for different states of the system. So this topic is very important to know the different separation methods and selection of those separation methods in chemical industries. Now you can see on the screen, this is the flow sheet for process with one reactor system. Okay, so you can see this figure consists of three systems. First one is one reactor system. Okay, before that we are using their feed separation system, followed by mixer, after that reactor system, and after followed that effluent separation system. So what is the significance of all these systems? So you can see on the screen, we are using here a fresh feed. In that fresh feed, various inert material available, various catalyst poisons available, or I can say impurities available. Those impurities, those poison material, or I can say inert species are separated in this feed separation system. Means we are purifying our fresh feed here. After purification, means after removal of the catalyst poison, inert species and impurities, we are going to feed that mixture to the mixer. But before that, you should know what is the meaning of catalyst poison. We know that there is another term, that is a catalyst promoter. This promoter enhances the rate of the catalyst, but catalyst poison, this deactivates the catalyst, or I can say it decreases the rate of the catalyst. So we are removing all this catalyst poison, inert species and impurities present in the fresh feed. So after purification, now we are transferring that feed material to the mixer. In this mixer, we are mixing all the available feed streams. After that, we are also mixing here vapor recycle, okay, liquid recycle and solid recycle to increase the efficiency of our system. After combination of all this stream, or I can say after mixing all these streams, we are having now combined feed. This combined feed again transferring to the reactor system. In this reactor system, various reactions, possible reactions are taking place. Okay, and here we are getting the various products, various byproducts. After that, that reactor effluent stream which is coming from the reactor system, we are transferring that reactor effluent stream to the effluent separation system. Now here in this effluent separation system, which is coming after the reactor system, we are separating various streams such as vapor purge, products, byproducts, liquid purge and vapor recycle, liquid recycle and solid recycles. So all these recycle streams, vapor recycle, liquid recycle and solid recycle, we are using again in the mixer to increase the efficiency of our system. Okay, and here we are getting the products and byproducts, that is nothing but our end products. So this is the flow sheet for one reactor system. Okay, this is a very important for exam purpose. Question based on this topic can be asked for 5 marks. Question may be like this: explain the flow sheet for the process with one reactor system. So you have to draw this process. After that, you have to explain all the separation system. I am repeating, here we are using 3 systems. First one is the feed separation system, second one is the reactor system and effluent separation system. In feed separation system, we are purifying our fresh feeds. Okay. After that, we are using the reactor system where all possible reactions, important reactions of the reaction taking place in the reactor system. After that, whatever the effluent streams are available, all those streams are separated in the effluent separation system. So this is all about this one reactor system. Now we will see some important points related to this one reactor system. So you can see on the screen, above separation system consists of 2 different separation systems. First one is a feed separation system, that is we are using before reaction. Second one is effluent separation system that we are using after reaction. I told you to purify our feed, we are using feed separation system where we are removing all impurities, or I can say catalyst poison, which is responsible to deactivate the catalyst. After that, effluent separation system we are using after reaction, okay, which also consists of the byproducts, products and all recycled streams. So all these streams are separated in this effluent separation system. After that, a feed separation system may require to purify the reactor feed by removing inert species or catalyst poison, which deactivates the catalyst. Okay, so I already explained you all these terms. After that, effluent separation system, which follows the reactor system. I told you we are using here effluent separation system after reactor system, and before that we are using their feed separation system. So what is the significance of effluent separation system? You can see on the screen. Effluent separation system, which follows the reactor system, is important to purify the product and byproducts, and also required to recover the unconverted reactants as a recycled stream. Means whatever the reactants which are unconverted, which we are using as a recycled stream to the mixer. Okay, and I am repeating here, effluent streams are, here we are using effluent separation system to purify the products and byproducts. In the same manner, we are using feed separation system to purify the feeds. Okay, so these two terms are very important. Feed separation system are being used to purify the feeds, and effluent separation systems can be used to purify the products or byproducts. Or here we can separate the unconverted reactants as a recycled stream. So all these points are important related to the one reactor system. You have to write all these points in final examination if patient asked on the one reactor system. After that, now we will see heuristics for determination of favorable sequences. You can see here, I told you heuristics means rules. So what are those rules which is responsible for the favorable sequences? You can see first rule, remove the thermally unstable, corrosive, chemical reactive components early in the sequences. Means those components which are corrosive in nature, unstable, means because of that unstable metals, or I can say corrosive components, temperature requirement may be high. If we remove all those components in initial stage, we can use minimum temperature. Means we can separate the liquid mixtures at the minimum temperature. That's why we can remove here thermally unstable, corrosive and chemical reactive components early in the sequences. So how to remove, I will explain you in next slide, but before that you can just see here rules which we are going to. Before that you can see here rules which are responsible for the selection of the favorable sequences. Now second rule is remove final products one by one as a distillate. That is nothing but direct sequence. So there are two different sequences. First one is a direct sequence and indirect sequence. In direct sequence, we are removing final products one by one. So you can see in direct sequences, we are removing final products one by one as a distillate. Final products one by one as a distillate means whatever the component which having the minimum boiling point, that is removed in early stages, and those components which is having a higher boiling point, that is removed in the final stage. That is nothing but direct sequence. Okay. After that, sequence separation points to remove early in the sequences those components of the greatest molar percentage in the feed. Next tool is sequence separation points to remove early in the sequence those components of greatest molar percentage in the feed. Means in the feed, those components which is having higher molar percentage, we can remove all those components in the early stages. After that, sequence separation points in the order of decreasing relative volatility, so that the most difficult splits are made in the absence of the other component. It means those components which is having higher volatility, we are removing all those components in the early stages, and most difficult components we are removing in the last stages. After that, sequence separation points to leave last those separation that gives the highest purity products. Means we are removing those components in the last stages which gives the highest purity product. Okay, which require the higher temperature to separation. Means most pure product we are getting in the last stage. This is the significance, or this is the meaning of fifth point. And last point is sequence separation points that favor near equimolar amount of distillate and bottom in each column. Means those components having the equimolar compositions which we are separating in early stages. Now we will see how to use all those sequences, how to use all those rules, heuristics in actual problems. So you can see on the screen, this is the figure for favorable sequences. We know that to separate the n number of components, we will use n-1 distillation column. So here we are having 4 components, we are using 3 distillation column. But how to use that 3 distillation column? That is a depend on heuristics. Okay. So first figure you can see here. First figure is A is separated from the BCD. Okay. Here we are separating A, after that we are separating B, after that we are separating C. So this is nothing but direct sequence. I told you in direct sequences we are separating most volatile component in the first distillation column, followed by the second volatile component and followed by the C and D. So here most volatile component which require minimum temperature for the separation, we are separating in the first distillation column. That's why we can use first distillation column at the minimum temperature, and here we are using second distillation column at higher temperature as compared to the first distillation column, and third distillation column can be used at higher temperature as compared to first and second distillation column. Okay, so you can see here in first distillation column we are separating component A from the mixture of A, B, C, D. So here volatility order is in this manner that A is more volatile as compared to B, B is more volatile as compared to C, and C is more volatile as compared to D. So here we are separating component A from the BCD. After that we are separating component B from the CD, and after that we are separating C and D. So most difficult component to separate is component D. This is a difficult because it requires the higher temperature, and A component requires the minimum temperature. Now I can conclude here, last distillation column is operates at the higher temperature, and first distillation column where we are separating component A, it is operated at the lower temperature. Okay, so second rule now you can see here. Now here we are separating component A in the first distillation column. After that we are separating component D. After that B and C. But relative volatility order is in this manner that. A is more volatile than B, B is more volatile than C, and C is more volatile than D. But here we are separating D before B and C. Why we are separating in this manner? You can see here. Firstly, we are separating most volatile component, which require very minimum temperature, that is nothing but component A. After that, now we are having three components in the mixture, that is a B, C, D, and we know that D is the most difficult component. So we are using here, and we know that D is the most difficult component. So we are using here higher temperature in the second distillation column, and we are separating D component. After that, we are having B and C. That is nothing but most volatile component in this mixture. So those components we are getting from the top sides, that is nothing but top heads. Okay, and that mixture is being transferred to the another distillation column, which can be operated at the lower temperature as compared to the second distillation column. Means here we are removing the most difficult component in a second distillation column to ease of the separation in the next distillation columns. Here we are separating most difficult component, that is nothing but component D, in a second distillation column, and here we are removing the other components, that is nothing but B and C, in the last distillation column, that is operated at the lower temperature. In a previous slide I told you that last distillation column operated at the higher temperature, but in this figure second distillation column is operated at the higher temperature, okay, as compared to first and third distillation column. You can see here next figure, next sequence is in this manner. Here we are having 4 components mixture. Okay, and this 4 component mixture is converted into the binary mixtures. First binary mixture is nothing but mixture of component A and B, and second mixture is nothing but mixture of C and D. So here we are separating mixture of A and B in another one distillation column, and C and D mixture is being separated in another distillation column. So you can see here volatility order in this manner: A is more volatile than B, B is more volatile than C, and C is more volatile than D. So we know that least volatile components are nothing but A and B. So A and B, these components can be operated at the lower temperature. So first distillation column, that is nothing but AB separated from the CD, followed by A and B, the separation of A and B. Where we are separating component A and B, that distillation column operated at the minimum temperature, because volatility of the A and B is minimum. Boiling point of component A and B minimum. That's why we are separating component A and B in a minimum distillation column. That's why we are separating component A and B in the distillation column which is operated at the lower temperature. In another one, that is nothing but we are separating C and D, we are operating that distillation column at the higher temperature. Okay. So third type is nothing but here we are converting our 4 component mixture in the binary components, or I can say binary mixtures, where we can operate one distillation column at the lower temperature and another distillation column at the higher temperature. Next one, that is nothing but fourth sequence. You can see here, now here we are separating most difficult component, that is nothing but component D, which is having higher boiling point in a first distillation column. Means we are separating most difficult component in the first distillation column. After that we are now using minimum distillation columns, or I can say all distillation columns at the minimum temperature. Okay. So here we are separating component D in the first column. After that we are separating ABC mixture, where we are separating A component from the BC, in the second distillation column. After that we are separating B and C. So here we are separating most difficult component in the first column, most volatile component in the second column. After that we are separating binary mixture of B and C. So this is the another sequence. Now last sequence is indirect sequence. So indirect sequence, what is the difference between direct sequence and indirect sequence? In direct sequence we are separating most volatile component in initial stages. I am repeating, in direct sequences we are separating most volatile component in initial stages, but in indirect sequences we are separating most difficult component in early stages. So you can see here we are having 4 component mixture A, B, C, D. Here we are separating component D, followed by we are separating component C. After that we are separating A and B. Means here A and B, which is the most volatile component, which is a required minimum temperature, we are separating in the last column. Okay, so this is nothing but indirect sequence. So in your Viva, this question can be asked, what is the difference between indirect sequence and direct sequence? So answer is this, that in direct sequence we are separating most volatile components in early stages, and indirect sequences we are separating most difficult components in early stages. These are the nothing but heuristics for the favorable sequences, or I can say rules for favorable sequences. So this question can be asked for 7 marks in your final examination. Write down all rules, all heuristics for the favorable sequences, or I can say selection of the sequences, and also draw the figures for those rules. So in your final examination, question may be asked like this: explain in detail heuristics for favorable sequences or rules for favorable sequences with a net diagram. So you have to write all these rules with all these diagrams in your examination for 7 marks. This is all about this lecture. We will see next topic in the next lecture. Thank you very much.